Today's video, I'm going to see if I can get this glow plug engine on this tether car going. Hello and welcome to ET Garage. I'm Eugene Tordo, and today's video is, like I said, it's going to be trying to get the glow plug engine on this tether car. This is a Tester's tether car from I believe around the 1970s. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace. It paid like $60 for it, and it's not perfect, and it did come with the original box and just a few items, but it didn't have everything that would have came in that box. Like the box would have came with fuel, a battery, it would have came with the wrenches for the glow plug and the cylinder and all that stuff. It didn't come with that stuff, unfortunately. It did come with the wire that hooks to it. There's a wire that hooks here that you would hook up to the tether. If you don't know what a tether car is, it's basically it hooks to a tether or a string, and you would put a stake in the ground and hook a little ring to it, and a string about 15 to 30 feet long, depending on how much space you had. I think the ideal circle would have been 75 feet total around and diameter, and the minimum was like 30 or 35 feet or something like that. So for a 30-foot circle, you need like 15 feet of string. And these would get going pretty quick. I'm not sure how quick these will go, but I'll leave a link to a guy that runs these all the time. He runs mostly the Cox ones. This is a Tester's. When I was a kid, I had a lot of the U-Control airplanes, Cox powered, and some of the other glow plug engines that I used to do. I never had a tether car. I always wanted one. My goal with this is just to make it a static display, but I would like to get it running. I'm going to clean it up, remove the original stickers, and I'll put a bunch of stickers on here, make it look like an Indy car or something like that. I'm going to keep it all original. But to get back to this, this is a Tester's tether car from the 70s, 0.049 cubic inch engine, I believe that is, or cc's, or whatever that is. That's what they're referred to. And they run on glow plug fuel. And in this case, I'm using VP Racing Premium Nitro Motorsport fuel. This is 20% nitro methane, I believe, or something like that. I used to run a lot higher content of nitro methane when I used to run my engines when I was a kid. Now this, I actually tried getting it running, and the motor locked up. So I had to take it apart and try the take the cylinder out with the piston in it and punch the piston out. It only took a couple of light taps to knock the piston out. The reason it locked up is something got ingested into the cylinder. I believe it got something little speck or something got backdrafted into the exhaust, so there was something got sucked into the intake. And it probably took a little micro piece of sand or something, and it jammed up the cylinder. Anyway, I deburred the piston and polished it with some 1000 grit, and then for the cylinder, I took this little tiny brake home that I have and wrapped it with 1000 grit and just sewn the cylinder out. And I then got it running again, but only for a few seconds, and that was only if I squirt fuel directly down the intake. If you're not familiar with these way the carburetors on this work, on these 049 motors, they're basically just wide open. All you have is a fuel mixture, and that's it. They just run basically wide open. So what's going on right now is it's not sucking fuel up. I believe the little plastic part on the gas tank is broken, or the fuel line isn't on there good or something. So I'm going to take this apart, and if I have to, I'll epoxy it or something. I don't have any fuel line in this size, but I do have something else that I can extend it with if I have to. So let's move the camera around and we'll get to taking this apart. All right, hopefully you can see this in the light here, if there's enough light. This is where the hose hooks to, and that little piece actually broke off. There is enough to get it on there, but this hose is pretty much stretched to the max. So I'm going to do is cut the hose and hook it together with this tubing that I have, this copper tubing, to extend it, and hook that in there, and hopefully that will work, and then we'll see if we can get this going. This is the you can see with the motor out of the frame, or out of the body, and you can see the intake right there, and I guess you can see that. It's basically wide open. That's where the fuel hooks to, and it's just a little needle adjustment, and it's that simple. Glow plug motors are basically two-stroke diesel engines. It has a glow plug. This is the only glow plug I have for it, so hopefully this doesn't burn up on me. Motor has real good compression. Doesn't look like it was ran much, whoever had it before me. It looks like they might have crashed it a couple of times or something. But that's pretty normal when you're a kid and you have these things. Yeah, so I'm going to cut this and cut the hose, and put them together, and hopefully that'll fix it. Then we'll get the sucker going. Okay, I can see fuel flowing through the fuel line. I got the pull string on here. It basically wraps around on the end of this hub on the wheel. I got the battery hooked up to the glow plug. I need to open this up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. See if that works. Here we go. Let's see if it'll start. Nope, not that time. Wind it up again and see if we get lucky. Open this up a little bit more. Try and squirt a little fuel right down the intake there. Yep, there we go. Ooh, close. Wind it up a little bit more. Ooh. Okay. Well, we got it running, and then it locked up again. It's not hot enough to seize. It's just barely warm. And I've ran these a lot more than that. So I don't know if it ingested something or if there's something else going on. But I did get it to run. Okay, that was not successful. Motor's locked up again. Don't know if I'm going to keep taking this apart and honing it and seeing what went wrong. Motor was rotating really good, so unless it ingested something again, but I did take this apart and clean it good. It's the only thing I could think of. Maybe it needs to be honed out a little bit more, but it's not like it's seized. Like the piston is too tight. If you're not familiar with these motors, they don't use piston rings. They're basically a machine. They basically lap the piston into the cylinder, so it's like a really tight fit. Anyway, there's the glow plug, what the glow plug looks like inside. You can see that. that's basically what the piston looks like inside, and it's locked up in there. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to take the cylinder off again and take this whole thing apart, take the case apart, take the cylinder off, the connecting rod, and punch it out again. I'm not really planning on running this car. Like I say, it's going to be display only, so I don't know how much more time I want to put into this. But anyway, we got to run for a couple of seconds. I think that's all I'm going to do with it for now. I don't have anything going on right now. I want to take a road trip, but I've been waiting for weather across the country to kind of clear up. It's been kind of crazy lately if you've been following the weather across the country. So anyway, I wish I had more for you, but this is as far as I got with this. I'm going to go ahead and edit and upload this video and call it a day. Maybe I'll get back to this tomorrow. I don't know. But in the meantime, I hope that was interesting somehow. And everybody have a great day, and God bless.